What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of One On Sports and Cars. Always, I'm Nathan Holloway, and with me, Jerry Rush.
What's up?
We're starting in the NFL. Anthony Richardson is set to have season-ending shoulder surgery, so that means Gardner Minshew will be the starter for the rest of the year. Other bad news: Roger Goodell was extended through 2027. It's terrible news for the league. The Eagles signed Julio Jones after they put two guys on IR. And the 49ers suffered injuries to Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and Trent Williams, all of which are not expected to miss much time. So the Week 6 recap. First off, we had the... I'm just going to go through every game, like quickly every game. Chiefs took down the Broncos 19-8. The Broncos are set to sell at the trade deadline because they're trash. If only they could trade Russell Wilson, but I don't even think a JFL team would want him. The Ravens beat the Titans 24-16 in London. Ryan Tannehill got hurt. Malik Willis played better than him in the one quarter he played anyway. Should he be the starter?
Yeah.
He should be.
He should have been the whole time.
Yeah. Talking about a change in quarterback is needed in Atlanta because the Commanders down the Falcons 24-16. Desmond Ridder, 3 more interceptions. He's the only reason this team's bad. Like, he's a terrible quarterback. Kyle Pitts caught a touchdown. So he threw it to Kyle. That may be Kyle Pitts' first reception of the year. The Bengals beat the Seahawks 17-13. The Jaguars beat the Colts 37-20. Gardner Minshew threw 3 interceptions. Maybe he's not the answer. The Dolphins kept the Panthers winless with a 42-21 win. Tua had 3 more touchdowns. Mostert had 115 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. And Tyreek Hill had 163 yards and a touchdown. The Vikings held off the Bears 19-13. Justin Fields got hurt. And you know who they signed today? Trace McSorley! Yeah! Throw it on a dime. The Browns handled the 49ers, their first loss of the season, 19-17. Of course, the Browns have P.J. Walker at quarterback as Deshaun Watson is still injured. If he could play and play at an even okay level, the Browns are a Super Bowl contender. They have the best defense in the league. They just don't have a quarterback. Imagine if they also had Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
The Raiders held off the Patriots 21-17 despite an injury to Jimmy Garoppolo. Brian Hoyer took over at quarterback. Didn't even know he was still in the league. The Lions down the Bucs 20-6. Jared Goff, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. Are the Lions the best team in the NFC?
Yeah.
49ers are still better. But the Lions have passed the Eagles.
Yeah.
Jared Goff
is good.
Should be the front runner for MVP right now. The Rams put out the Cardinals 26-9. Kyron Williams, before he got hurt, and he will also be out multiple weeks, at least 4. He had 158 yards and a touchdown. The Jets hand the Eagles their first loss of the season, 20-14, behind 3 interceptions thrown by Jalen Hurts. Who knows, we may see Aaron Rodgers out on the field next weekend. He's already walking without
clutches.
Yeah, it's weird. The Bills outlast the Giants 14-9 after a very controversial final play that probably should have been pass interference, but let them play. And as I knew would happen, the Cowboys held off the Chargers 2017. CeeDee Lamb had 117 yards. Justin Herbert threw the game-stealing interception. Crazy stat. The Chargers have the most losses in one-score games since Justin Herbert took over in 2020. He has also thrown the most interceptions in the fourth quarter since 2020.
So he's not clutch, is what we're getting at.
Or the play. It doesn't help that their defense is trash, and the coach is still bad, but it is somewhat on Justin Herbert.
I mean, he shouldn't have threw that ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting hit. You don't just spike it down.
I mean, he was getting hit all night, though. That offensive line's terrible.
Yeah.
And I really don't know how. I don't know how the Chargers continue to just get all these, star players, former Pro Bowlers,
and they suck.
And still suck. It's like, this isn't the first year. This has been happening ever since Phillip Rivers. When Drew Brees was there.
I was thinking 2003.
It's just the Chargers are a terrible organization. We'll just say that. Week 7 preview. I have 4 games. It's not a lot of big matchup games this week. One of the matchups, Chargers and Chiefs. The Chargers need a win. It is in Kansas City.
These are 2 teams that are in shambles right now. Because the Chiefs ain't looking very good either. But I think it's going to be a battle of QB. And I think Patrick Mahomes is going to beat him out.
I'm going with the Chargers. The Chargers always go into Kansas City and win. The Chiefs usually win in L.A. So it's probably... But none of the attention will be on them. They'll be on Taylor Swift. So it doesn't even matter. The real winner is the Swifties. Screw all of you. Browns and Colts.
Colts. No, Browns, sorry.
I'm going with the Browns. I don't care if the Browns throw out you at quarterback.
Hey, man, I'm a good QB.
Okay. They're still winning. Lions and Ravens, the first real big test for the Lions.
Lions.
I'm also going with the Lions. The Ravens are very hit or miss. The best game of the weekend, Dolphins and Eagles.
Dolphins.
I'm also going with the
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Are the second best team in the league.
I'm also going with the Dolphins on the road. NBA. We got our NBA predictions. But first, the season starts next Tuesday. Woohoo! I can't wait. The Thunder received Kevin Porter Jr. from the Rockets yesterday. They immediately cut him. All the charges of domestic violence was dropped. So, yeah. Who knows if he gets picked up? Of course, the Thunder also got 2 second-round picks. Like, they need more picks.
Didn't they have like 35 or something like that?
No, they now have 37.
First-round picks.
No, just picks in both rounds.
In what year? On the upcoming drafts?
And, like, the drafts through, like, 2028 or something like that.
That's a lot of picks.
Yeah.
They already logged James enough.
Yeah. They got rid of the Rockets. In return, got Victor Oladipo. I forgot he even went back to the Thunder. And James Robinson Earl. Is that his name?
I don't know.
I know his last name's Robinson Earl. His first name James? I don't know. And frankly, I don't care. He's never going to play. So, predictions. We're going to start off MVP. Who wins MVP this year?
I think he finally gets it done. I think it's going to be Luka Doncic. I really think he's going to get it done.
I mean, Shaq said that the Mavericks are going to win the championship. I'll tell you why that's wrong here in a second. MVP, they have to be great after who they just got. Giannis wins MVP. I'm going to go with not a center this year.
I didn't either.
For once.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year, there are mainly 3 guys.
Scoot, Victor, and
Chet.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go with Victor because he's gonna win it no matter what he does. I mean, they're already blowing him right now.
I was going to go with Chet. I mean, Victor's looked really good.
So
in the
Chet,
preseason.
though.
He has. I was going to go with Chet, but Victor's actually put on weight and muscle. When you look at Chet, he is not. I believe Chet will end up getting hurt again this year. I don't wish that because I love Chet. I've loved him ever since Gonzaga. He's a great player. He also has a lot of guys on his team. Victor doesn't. I'm going to go with Wemby. It also doesn't matter. It's going to be Victor anyway.
I was going to say Scoot, but he's got a lot of people ahead of him that's going to get the ball.
Yeah.
But I think he had the best chance to go deep into a playoff run. I really think the Trailblazers can make it.
It depends if they
bond well.
I mean, the Thunder are the most built team for the playoffs. They made the playoffs last year.
Yeah. You know what? I want to change my MVP. Can I do that?
Sure, you're going to pick Shea, aren't you?
I am going with Shea. They are going to... they're in the West, right? They're going to the Western Conference Finals.
Okay. Defense Player of the Year. These are the only of the year awards we're going to do because I don't really care about 6-man. It's kind of hard with 6-man now because there's not a... Used to, it was like Jordan Clarkson. He's just going to win 6-man of the year every year. Yeah. And now it's like,
Peyton
I don't
Pritchard, probably.
He isn't...
He's a 6-man.
Yeah, he is. Because they got rid of Brogdon. Didn't Brogdon win 6-man last year? Who won 6-man last year? No, Hero was hurt. I don't know. Who cares? And the comeback player of the year, it'll probably end up being Chet. Or actually, there's a lot of comeback player of the years. I mean, Ben Simmons. Yeah. Devin Vassell was hurt most of the year. He's probably my pick to win it because I think he's going to have an all-star season. That's not just me being biased. Defense player of the year.
Jaren Jackson Jr. Triple J.
I'm going to go with Giannis. Finals. Who makes it to the finals and who wins the finals? I'm trying to think of the conference. Well, I'm going to tell you.
East, I'm going with the Celtics again. Oh. My Celtics. And the West. Can you pull up the West? Pull up the West Conference.
You already said the Thunder were making it to the Western Conference Finals, so do they make it to the NBA Finals?
No. They lose.
I'm going to tell you, the top of the West is going to be the Nuggets, the Warriors, the Suns, possibly, the Mavericks.
Thunder.
Other than that, there's not. The Kings, maybe. I don't see the Kings being as good as they were last year. Don't know about the 5 teams that are...
You know what? Screw it. The young team. They go to the finals too.
Who wins that matchup?
Celtics in 5, and Jason Tatum wins MVP, Finals MVP.
My East is going to be the Bucks. They have to, and I believe they are better than the Celtics. It's a 2-team race in the Eastern Conference between the Bucks and the Celtics. In the West is so hard because there's not a
Dominant
great team. It's not like the Warriors of the past. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets again, and the Bucks win. Giannis wins Finals MVP. And I've been on a Giannis kick today. Wow. The West is it's so wide open. Most underrated team in each conference. Give me an underrated team in the East. Nobody's talking about them. You want me to pull up?
Just pull up the other conferences.
I was gonna say because you. Here, I'll give you mine. My underrated team in the East.
Well, let me go first, since I don't know nothing really that much. Because I don't want to say the same thing, because I'll probably agree, because I'm a basketball expert like you. But yeah, I don't know the conferences.
Come on, ESPN, load. Do something.
So is this the East? Okay.
Yeah, it says Eastern Conference.
My East is going to be the Cleveland
Cavaliers?
Yeah,
What?
the Cavs.
Forget who they...
Yeah, I blanked. I'm going to Cavs.
My Eastern Conference team, I'm not going to agree with you because the Cavs are already good. My underrated team to watch out for is the Indiana Pacers. They added Obi Toppin. That gives them a solid power forward. Hopefully they get everything worked out with Buddy Hield. Tyrese Halliburton has become a top 5 point guard in the league. Maybe a top 3.
Oh, I thought you went super underrated? I'm going to go to the Pistons. If everything clicks, they're going to be good.
They could.
If everything clicks and everything stays healthy.
The Western Conference.
So you want like a poop team?
Yeah, I don't want a team that like a team that barely made the playoffs. I mean
I said OKC, but I want to go Portland. I think it's about the only one. Portland or the Timberwolves, because I think Anthony Edwards is going to have a huge year.
They did it last year. They got bounced in the play-in, I believe. I'm going to go with the Jazz. I think the Jazz get better. They bring everybody back. Lauri Markkanen just came back from serving his country.
Still looks good.
I'm going to go with the Jazz. The Spurs. We're going to be solid. We can make a play-in run. Most overrated team in each conference. I don't even need that because I know.
The West one's the Suns.
Okay.
And the East, I want to go to the 76ers because they choke every year.
James Harden also did not show up he has not shown up to a 76ers practice in a week. So who knows if he's even going to play.
I would say Milwaukee, because I don't know how Dame and Giannis are going to do, because they're both ball hogs. And Dame, because Drew and Giannis had a good chemistry. Because, Drew would shoot the ball when he needed to.
You got to think when Dame played with, C.J. McCollum and LaMarcus Aldridge, they still got their shots. Yeah. It's going to be the same way, because now he only has one guy, because Chris Middleton's basically... Nobody cares about Chris Middleton. He's always hurt anyway.
Yeah. But I'm going to go with the Heat as the most overrated. I changed it for the East. It's going to be the Heat.
Damn you. I'm going to go with the Heat. The Heat are they're a fringe, play-in team. I mean, all they brought back was Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo. They lost 2 starters in Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. They don't have their starting point guard is on track to be Kyle Lowry. Wow. I don't see... They need a big man. They need a big man...
That can shoot and do everything.
That can take Bam and put him at power forward where he belongs. He's an undersized center. He's a great player. Undersized center. Also, Jimmy Butler's not that good in the regular season. He's great in the playoffs. Still don't like Jimmy Butler. But I'm also going with the Heat. They could miss the playoffs.
Who's your West team?
My Western Conference team... I wanted to pick the Suns. The Suns will be solid. They're not going to win the championship. They're not even making it to the Western Conference Finals. They'll probably not even make it out of the first round. My overrated team is the Mavericks. I don't know why everybody is all in on the Mavericks. Luka and Kyrie do not mix.
We already saw that.
And they have nobody else on the team.
They used to have Kristaps.
Yeah.
Now we got him.
Yeah.
And he's looking freaking good.
Yeah, I don't know what Boston's feeding them up there, but dude's looking amazing. So then we're MLB. I'm going forward. Then we're our NBA predictions. The season starts next Tuesday. Next Wednesday, while we're doing the podcast, more than likely I will be watching Victor's first game against the Mavericks. So bear with me there, because I have to watch it. Because it's a nationally televised game, and we've gotten like 10 nationally televised games over the last 3 years. Moving on to baseball, 2 series that should not be nationally televised because they've been terrible. The Phillies and Rangers, they continue to dominate. They both lead 2-0 tonight. It's basically a must-win for the Astros. Max Scherzer will be starting for the Rangers for the first time in like 6 weeks since he's been out with a shoulder injury. Christian Javier will be on the mound for Houston. Can the Astros come back?
Yeah. I think they'll hit Max. Max will come off a little rusty.
Can they come back in the series?
No, but I think they win tonight's game.
I don't think they get swept. Now, on the other side, I believe the Diamondbacks are going to get swept. For one, they need to win Game 3. They're starting Brandon Pfaadt. I mean, Schwarber, Bryce, and Castellanos. Even Trey Turner has gotten in on the mix. Have all been just raking. And you're going to throw out a rookie pitcher who hasn't been that good.
Let's just destroy the kid's confidence.
Yeah. By the way, Kyle Schwarber with his 2 home runs yesterday tied. Who's Mr. October?
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, tied Reggie Jackson for the most home runs by a left-handed player in postseason history with 18. Something like that.
And just think, Schwarber still has a lot of game left in him.
Yeah. And he's not the only one doing it. Bryce is playing well. Nick Castellanos
He's become
just,
Babe Ruth.
Trey Turner's playing well. Even the bot, like Bryson Stott, still, they're just not hitting home runs, but they're still getting hits.
Slam, though.
Yeah, in the wild card round. Bryson Stott's been playing well. Brandon Marsh's been playing well. This Phillies team has become who everybody believed they could be.
One key guy out in center field.
Yohan Rojas. Also, Alec Boehm. How could I forget my boy Alec Boehm? Alec Boehm's turned into an unbelievable third baseman. He is not committing 20 errors a game like he did his first 2 seasons. I don't think he's committed an error this postseason.
And JT.
Yeah.
The whole team has been cut.
Yeah, the worst one's Yohan Rojas, and because he's a rookie.
And he's been
great.
I mean, he made a game-saving catch.
I mean, you talk about the best defenders on both the Rangers and the Phillies. It may be rookies because Evan Carter has been unbelievable. Evan Carter is batting over 400 in the postseason. He got called up 2 weeks before the postseason began. He's very good.
He's got ice in his veins. Josh Young's an amazing third baseman.
I do feel bad for the Diamondbacks. They weren't built to make it past the Dodgers.
Yeah. They just got hot.
Yeah. And they have...
For
one of the reasons, maybe move Gabriel Moreno up in the lineup and move Tommy Pham from batting third. Because Tommy Pham's not that guy. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I believe the Phillies in Rangers. I believe the Phillies sweep the Diamondbacks. I think the Astros get one from the Rangers.
Yeah.
That it?
Yeah.
Oh, the Gold Glove award finalist came out today. Mookie is both a right field and utility finalist. And for the first time in his career, Nolan Arenado will not win a Gold Glove. He is not even a finalist.
It's 10-1, I think, or something like that.
Which
He's
is
one of the best
impressive.
defensive third basemen ever.
Of course,
defensive. Don't say the best, because he's not.
Of course, they'll come out with that and every other award for the World Series. So, I don't know when they start dropping awards. Moving on to college football. The biggest thing that happened, Brock Bowers injured his ankle for Georgia. He is out 3 to 4 weeks. He is their best player. I'm a huge Brock Bowers fan. This is going to hurt Georgia. It hurt them last week. Week 7 recap. Number 7, Washington held off number 8, Oregon 36-33. Oregon had this game won, but their coach decided that he was going to not kick field goals and go for touchdowns. And sometimes you just got to kick field goals. Number 23, Kansas lost to Oklahoma State 39-32. Goodbye, Kansas. You're out of the rankings. Number 14, Louisville got dominated by Pitt 38-21. That makes Notre Dame's loss to them look pretty bad. Not as bad as this loss, though. Arizona dominated number 19, Washington State, 44-6. Wow. I would say that I'm embarrassed by this because Wisconsin lost to them, but we just lost to Iowa, and their backup quarterback had a whole 37 yards. So, frankly, I can't wait in 2 weeks. I believe it's 2 weeks because Wisconsin football tweeted it out, or I guess it's not tweeting any. I don't know what you call it since it's X, but tweeted out that the Wisconsin Ohio State game has been flexed to a primetime game.
Oh my god!
I can't wait to not watch that game.
It's gonna be a massacre.
Yeah, it is. Number 20, talking about a massacre. Number 21, Notre Dame dominated number 10 USC 48-20. It was not this close. It was bad. Caleb Williams was under pressure the whole game. Just could not get anything going, and the USC defense is terrible. Number 12, UNC beat number 25, Miami, 41-31. Mizzou upset 24 Kentucky, 38-21. Mizzou should have never fell out of the rankings, and that's coming from a guy who doesn't like Mizzou. 15, Oregon State took down number 18, UCLA, 36-24. So the rankings, the top four stayed the same with Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Florida State. Number 5 is now Washington. In my opinion, Washington should have moved up into the top 4. And in my opinion, Georgia still shouldn't be number 1. Week 8 preview. There are 3 good games and 1 great game. We're going to save that for last. Number 17, Tennessee. Number 11, Alabama. Alabama still has a chance to make the college football playoff. They just need to run the table, including winning the SEC championship over Georgia. But it all starts with Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee.
I'm going Alabama. They found something. Tennessee has struggled the last few weeks. Number 16, Duke. Number 4, Florida State. This is a big game for Florida State.
I'm going Florida State.
I'm going with Duke. Florida State has not looked that good the last few weeks. They started off really hot, kind of fell off a little bit. Number 14, Utah. Number 18, USC.
Utah.
I'm also going with Utah. USC they have not impressed me. Caleb Williams impresses me. The rest of that team does not. And the biggest game of the week, number 7, Penn State. Number 3, Ohio State.
I'm going Penn.
I'm also going with Penn State. They have a certified quarterback.
Drew Allen, isn't it?
Yes. Ohio State, I have not seen enough out of Ohio State. Their only receiver is Marvin Harrison Jr., who is the best receiver in the country. Other than that, Penn State wins this game. Now, if Ohio State wins this game, it's big for them because, they still have a matchup with Michigan later on. And if Ohio State beats both Penn State and Michigan during the season, there is a very good chance they become the number 1 overall seed in the college football playoff because that would be the 2 best wins of anybody, but I don't see it happening. Moving on to other sports, Kyle Larson won at Las Vegas, clinching a spot in the championship 4. Ryan Blaney was penalized, but then the penalty was dropped yesterday, so he will still be 17, I believe it's 17 points out instead of 56 points out, so he still has a chance to point his way in. Homestead is this weekend. I love Homestead. I wish it was still the championship race. Kevin Harvick is running a Budweiser throwback scheme. Busch is changing back to Budweiser as the sponsor to run it. It looks just like the car he won the championship in.
That was when he was in the 29, wasn't it?
No, that was his first year in the 4. He also ran Budweiser schemes in the 29, but then they switched over to just Busch Light and Busch. So, who wins at Homestead?
Forgot. Homestead's in Florida, right?
Yes. It's also a high side track.
So it's going to be either Kyle Lawson or Christopher Bell. I think Christopher Bell had a better call. Lawson just blocked him good. Had a good blocking for once, actually. Because Kyle Lawson's not good at blocking. I think Christopher Bell gets it done.
I'm going to go with Tyler Reddick. He's no longer... Is he still in the playoffs?
No. I don't know who's in the playoffs. Who's not. I don't think he is.
I don't think he is. Tyler Reddick wins. He's really good at Homestead. COTA, Circuit of the Americas. F1 is there this weekend in Austin. Who wins?
Max Verstappen.
I'm going to take anybody but Max Verstappen to win this race. Don't even show up. You already have the championship. Don't even show up. I'm going to take Lando. The Aces lead the Liberty 2-1 in the WNBA Finals. Game 4 is tonight. If the Aces win, they win their second straight championship. They do have 2 starters hurt. So, yeah. That's all I have. Actually, that's not all I have. Netflix is teaming up with F1 and the PGA to have basically a match. You know how they've done the match between everybody else like TBS has? They're doing a match between PGA players and F1 drivers. I didn't know F1 drivers golfed.
Well,
I believe it's Lando and Charles Leclerc.
Hopefully Charles is as bad as golf as he is racing a car, because Jesus Lord, it might be bad.
Yeah. So I believe that. I haven't really looked that into it. I don't have Netflix, so I won't watch it. So thank you guys for listening. As always, come back here next week. Enjoy a great weekend of football, especially college football. A lot of big games, including Penn State and Ohio State. And enjoy the baseball playoffs. Hopefully they get a little bit better. I can't wait till the World Series. Hopefully, if it becomes the Rangers and the Phillies, it's actually competitive. Yeah. Because there has not really been... Not just competitive series. There hasn't been competitive games. Like, they're all blowouts. So, enjoy this weekend of sports. Come back here next week. Peace.